Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pitch finale and showcase for the 2023 LaunchU Student Shark Tank Startup Challenge. This is the fourth annual event hosted by Harrisburg University and produced by the Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship, which is the CIE. I'm Jamal Jones, CIE Program Manager, and I'll be the host for today's event. Next, I'll turn it over to J.J. Moen, CIE Director, for some welcoming remarks.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to an exciting day of new ideas from upcoming entrepreneurs. LaunchU is CIE's flagship program that attracts the best and brightest minds from universities and high schools around the world. We received applications from all over US, Asia, South America, and the best of them are actually here today in the final. And to the folks watching this is your chance to get to know the next Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, and Brian Chesky before they become famous. LaunchU is made possible by the generosity of one of the most innovative companies in the world, the Hershey Company. So thanks to the leadership of Hershey for being a strategic partner of CIE and for everything you do to support innovation, entrepreneurship, and diversity in the region. We are also lucky to have three passionate leaders as our judges: Brandy Hunter Davenport, Senior Associate, Triad Strategies; Alicia Petros, Chief Diversity Officer, the Hershey Company; and Michael Pavone, President and CEO, Pavone Group. So thanks to all three of you for your time. Now, what if each of you watching today decided to try a side hustle by setting aside 5 hours every week? Best case scenario is that your idea turns out to be a great venture and you're now the full-time CEO of a $100 million business. Worst case scenario, the idea completely fails and you continue to work at your day job. Is there any value in that scenario? I just wanted to share a study that was done by Harvard Business School. They found that failed founders actually get rewarded with top positions and lots of respect, even though their startup didn't succeed. For the study, the researchers looked at a massive 5 million resumes in a database called MC Burning Glass. And this database collects information about people's work, history, and education from different sources. They also use data from Dow Jones Venture Source to narrow down the list to 14,000 founders of venture capital-backed companies. Now, what counts as a failed startup? Well, the researchers defined it as either a startup that got acquired for less money than it raised in investment, or at least for 3 years they have been active but didn't get any funding. And so what did the study find? Hold on to your hats because it's a pretty interesting one. First off, founders actually had faster careers. They reached higher positions in the job world compared to non-founders. The average founder reached a senior position level of 13, while a non-founder only reached level 9. And that's not all. Founders also made more money. Yep, you heard it right. Not only did they get those fancy high-level positions, but they also earned up to 40% more than non-founders in their jobs before starting their own thing. And guess what? The wage gap between founders and non-founders only got bigger over the years. Oh wait, there's more. In the long run, founders had even higher career progression than non-founders. On average, founders reached a level 20 in their careers, while non-founders hit a ceiling around level 10. Founders are definitely rocking it. So there you have it. Even if your startup fails, the job market loves you. You will get respected, you will get those high-level positions, and you will make more money. So if you are ready to take the plunge into entrepreneurship yourself, you can join the Mavericks at CIE, who are supported by seasoned founders, along with resources and opportunities for budding entrepreneurs to succeed in the competitive world of business. And let me tell you, we have been pretty darn successful so far. In just 3 short years, the CIE has helped launch 12 new businesses, supported over 25 others, and helped founders raise over $3.5 million in outside investment. Heck, one company even hit a valuation of $100 million. Not too shabby if you ask me. So once again, welcome to LaunchU. And let's make this one of those moments that influence the future. Thank you, and good luck to all the finalists.
Thank you for those remarks, Jay. Next, we'd like to welcome our keynote speaker to make some opening comments. Dr. Eric Dar is in his 20th year as president of Harrisburg University, and during his tenure, he's proven to be a visionary leader. In this time, the university's enrollment has grown from 500 to over 6,000 students. Under Dr. Dar's guidance, the university has expanded its undergraduate concentrations and degree programs, as well as opened new centers, such as the CIE, to focus on specific academic and technological programming. Additionally, during his tenure, HU has launched new locations in Philadelphia and Panama, and launched a national champion esports team. Without further delay, let's hear from Dr. Eric Dar.
Thank you, Jamal. Appreciate those interesting and introductory comments. It's my pleasure to be here for the 2023 LaunchU event. I too would like to add my thank you to our great partner, the Hershey Company, for support of this program and the many interesting founders and companies that the CIE supports. We couldn't think of a better partner to have. I'd also like to thank Jay for his leadership of the Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship, and Jamal for his leadership in putting together today's event. Great events like this don't just happen. They take planning and attention to detail. So the Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship here at Harrisburg University is something that is part of the mission of the university. The support for business development and economic job creation is actually part of the mission statement. We've tried for years to put in place such a center. This past year, we dedicated the first physical location for the Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship here in Harrisburg. Thrilled to have that physical space. But more importantly, we've created under Jay's leadership a terrific virtual network of experienced founders to act as mentors, to act as guides, to provide lessons learned, to help new founders, to energize the founder community, not just here in Central PA, but around the world. As you heard, applications for this LaunchU event came in from around the world. And we will soon open a third new location in about 6 weeks. We'll have students on ground in Dubai, in the United Arab Emirates. We recently relocated several existing Harrisburg University staff and faculty who took up residence in Dubai to open that new location. And we're excited about what future LaunchU events may include teams and businesses and supporters and partners from that location in Dubai and throughout to the MENA region of the world. Entrepreneurship and innovation desperately needed, not just here in the United States, but in Latin America and in the MENA region, to support new founders, new economic opportunities, new businesses that create new technologies that benefit all of us. Again, we view that at Harrisburg University as part of the mission, the reason that we're here. Yes, we're a university, and technology education or science education, business education, healthcare education are the core of what we do. But we continue to innovate even in our academic programs to match the needs of businesses and to develop new skill sets, new workforce opportunities, new career path opportunities throughout the world. 2 new programs to look for in the coming months here at Harrisburg University. One in our advanced manufacturing new facility, $100 million facility that just opened up in January in Center City, Harrisburg. That'll allow us to do some very, very interesting work with regard to the next generation of 3D printers, the next generation of additive and subtractive manufacturing. What does that mean for businesses? What does that mean for us as consumers? What does that mean for the types of goods and where they can be manufactured and maybe how they're delivered to the market? The other new area for us is advanced agriculture. And that's really the application of technologies that we are all seeing change the world around us. Artificial intelligence, drones, new sensor technology to aid in crop growth, the reduction in terms of the use of caustic pesticides, the growing of food in a more sustainable, local way that doesn't rely on lengthy or supply chains that can be easily disrupted. So again, the university is working to develop innovative solutions for the safety of the food supply, as well as the sustainability, the better sustainability of farming. And what does it mean to work in the new advanced agricultural world? That too is part of the innovative work that the university is doing. I think one of the interesting opportunities before us is, do we do LaunchU events like this in the future that are oriented just around advanced manufacturing or just around advanced agriculture and all of the new applications and new technologies in those industries? Stay tuned for that in the future months to come. But I'd like to thank and congratulate the finalist teams that are presenting before us today. I'd also like to thank the judges for your time and your commitment and support of the teams that will be presenting today. And I wish everybody great luck and great success. And as Jay said in his opening remarks, whether you win or lose today, you as budding new founders have already won and will continue to win in your careers moving forward. So thank you very much and have a terrific LaunchU event.
Thank you for those remarks, Dr. Dar. Before we get to our first pitch, just for maybe anyone if this is their first time viewing on LaunchU, I'll just quickly go over our rules for our competition today. This year we have 8 finalists that were selected carefully from a group of 40 applicants, which has been our largest batch of applicants to date. We have 4 high school teams and 4 collegiate teams. The high school teams will pitch first, followed by the college teams. After each pitch, there'll be a brief Q&A with the judges. Then at the end of the competition, our judges will select 3 teams that will be awarded the titles of Best High School, Best College, and Best Overall. Each of those 3 teams will receive a cash prize. Now we will move into our first pitch. The first team is from Hempfield High School. Their product idea is called Garden Snap. Zach Shade, who is our technical analyst with the CIE, you may be hearing his voice throughout the competition. He'll be helping to help our contestants get queued up and ready. And Zachary helped to produce this year's event. So camera's on. I see Aiden there. And I think once we have our clock set up, then Zach will give you the cue to begin.
Hello, judges. My name is Aiden Byler, and I'm honored to be presenting my product, Garden Snap, an innovative urban gardening solution designed for individuals new to gardening. Garden Snap is a business that produces a space-efficient raised garden bed system coupled with accessories, beginner-friendly tools, and educational resources. Our primary target market is urban dwellers who want to start gardening for the first time and experience the benefits of growing their own produce in limited spaces. Next slide, please. One of the main challenges faced by urban dwellers when it comes to gardening is the lack of experience and knowledge in urban gardening techniques, which differ from traditional gardening methods. Many city residents have limited space available for gardening, making it difficult for them to grow their own produce. Furthermore, creating a raised garden bed system can be very challenging for urban dwellers. Traditional raised garden beds, often made of wood, pose their own set of problems. They are bulky and heavy, making them hard to transport and assemble, and require a good deal of space to construct. These hurdles, the challenge of limited space, the need for urban gardening expertise, and the difficulty of setting up traditional garden beds have often deterred city residents from gardening. Next slide, please. To address these challenges, GardenSnap offers a comprehensive solution for urban gardeners. Our raised garden bed is designed specifically for urban environments, providing an easy-to-use modular raised garden bed that can be set up in even the most limited spaces. Using 3D printed technology, we have developed a prototype of GardenSnap. The design consists of two main components, the walls and the corners. These parts can be slipped together and assembled in various configurations to create a variety of different sized garden beds. Please note that this prototype that we have is just a prototype, and the final product would most likely be larger in size. GardenSnap will also offer various add-ons, such as composters, rain barrels, and toolboxes that will directly attach to the garden. These will allow consumers to have access to more resources without sacrificing precious space. By enabling customers to create customizable, space-efficient gardens, GardenSnap solves the issue of having limited areas to garden. Furthermore, GardenSnap offers various packages that include starting tools, seeds, and resources to help customers become more familiar with gardening in urban settings. Next slide, please. Our core offering is centered around a unique modular garden bed design. As previously mentioned, the modular design will allow gardens to be set up in practically any space. From apartment balconies to rooftops, the modularity of our garden bed allows our customers to make the most out of the limited spaces they have. The assembly of our raised garden beds is also extremely easy. No tools, no special skills, just interlocking pieces that create a raised garden bed. But this business is more than just a product. It's a gateway to urban gardening for novices. We understand the intimidation a beginner might feel when thinking about starting their own garden, especially in an urban environment. We go beyond just offering a physical product. Our goal is to guide users through their gardening journey, from setting up their first bed to harvesting their produce. With GardenSnap, we provide a nurturing environment where novices can learn, grow, and find joy in their urban gardening experience. We offer easy-to-follow guides, practical tips, and the necessary gardening equipment, which enables our customers to gain confidence in their gardening skills and make their first step into the world of urban gardening a successful and enjoyable one. Furthermore, at GardenSnap, we understand the importance of sustainability and are committed to providing environmentally conscious solutions. Our garden beds will be manufactured utilizing injection molding and will be created with a high-quality, eco-friendly material, ensuring durability while minimizing our impact on the environment. All of these factors create a unique value proposition that separates GardenSnap from traditional urban gardening solutions. We don't just sell a product, we sell an experience, one that simplifies urban gardening and makes it accessible and enjoyable for everyone. In terms of intellectual property, we focus on the unique modular garden bed design and any associated technologies or methods. This IP could include patents on the product's design, utility, and ease of assembly, as well as trademarks for the company name, logo, and brand. Next slide, please. Our sales and marketing strategy will capitalize on our unique opportunity to partner with a nationwide brand that specializes in selling greenhouses. By leveraging this established brand's existing customer base and distribution channel, we will bypass traditional startup marketing methods, such as trade shows, and directly target consumers interested in easy-to-assemble gardening solutions. This strategic partnership will not only enable us to quickly penetrate the market, but also significantly reduce our initial marketing expenses and accelerate our growth. Next slide, please. GardenSnap's revenue model will be primarily based on the sale of modular garden bed kits, offered in various packages to cater to the needs of different customers. For example, different packages will contain different numbers of wall and corner pieces, allowing the customer to build the garden in different shapes or sizes. In addition to the garden bed kits, we will generate revenue from selling starter tools and seed packages tailored to beginner urban gardeners. As our customer base grows, we also plan to explore potential subscription-based services, offering regular seed deliveries to enhance the overall customer experience and create additional revenue streams. Next slide, please. The competition for GardenSnap includes other urban gardening solutions, such as vertical gardens, hydroponic systems, and container gardens. These products also cater to space-limited customers and provide alternatives for indoor and outdoor gardening. Traditional raised garden beds and community gardens are also popular options for those with access to outdoor space. GardenSnap's competitive advantage lies in its modular design, which enables users to easily customize and adapt their garden layout according to their available space. Additionally, our beginner-friendly approach helps urban gardeners gain confidence and develop their skills more effectively than with other products on the market. Next slide, please. My name is Aidan Byler, and I'm the founder and CEO of GardenSnap. I've competed in numerous business pitch competitions and have experience in entrepreneurship and crowdfunding. I'm currently a senior at Hempfield High School, where I've completed numerous business courses and have held leadership positions in a variety of clubs. I look forward to furthering my education at Penn State Harrisburg, where I will be earning a degree in business management. Next slide, please. The initial funds raised for GardenSnap will be strategically used to ensure the successful launch and growth of the business. A significant portion of the investment will be directed towards the development and manufacturing of our modular garden kits, including the cost of creating injection molds and purchasing lightweight, high-quality materials. Additionally, funds will be used for product design and development to continuously improve our offerings, as well as for operational expenses required to launch and scale the business. Next slide, please. We believe everyone should have the chance to experience the joy of gardening. With GardenSnap, we're making this possible. Thank you for considering our vision.
Thank you very much, Aidan, for that presentation. Great job. This is actually the first time that Hempfield High School has participated in LaunchU, so we're very happy to have your participation. Next, we'll be bringing up the judges to do the Q&A with Aidan. So we'll just take a moment while they come to the stage. Okay, so it looks like I can see all three judges now. So thank you all for being here. And for this first one, why don't we, Alicia, why don't you kick us off with your question?
Yeah, well, good morning, everybody. It is such a pleasure to be here at this event. We're really excited for this. I'm so thrilled to sponsor it. Hey, Aidan, your presentation was outstanding, super clear and informative. Hey, my question for you is this. How do you differentiate your product for urban gardeners against some competitors' products? So you talked about your product being customizable and some others may not be. What are some other advantages of your product versus the competition?
Yeah, I think the most important competitive advantage we have is our beginner-friendly approach. So say, for example, you're living in an apartment and you have a small balcony outside and you want to start gardening, but you have no idea how to start. Some of your options, you go to a local store and maybe buy some planter boxes, but those can be bulky. They can be difficult to take upstairs. The one thing with our garden being modular, it's a lot easier to ship. So all the pieces can collapse, fit into a box that's lightweight, a lot lighter than wood, and then it can easily be moved into your apartment and set up on a balcony. Another common option is building like a garden out of wood. But if you don't have the proper tools, if you don't have the location to buy the wood, cut and assemble the entire garden, that can be very difficult as well. So I think that us tailoring towards people who have limited space is really helpful. But then also providing someone who has no experience with gardening whatsoever. You know, how often do you water your plants? Where do you plant the seeds? Should you like keep it out in the sun? And just like helping them with all those aspects of gardening can really help us stand apart from our competition.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you.
Michael, if you'd like to go next.
Sure. Aidan, I thought you were terrific. I love your energy and your presentation skills they're better than mine. So well done.
Thank you very much.
I guess one question I have is I was a little turned on the desire to partner with the greenhouse. I guess I'd like to know more about your thinking behind the greenhouse company and why you feel that would be a good partnership. And the reason I ask that is I feel like someone who would buy a greenhouse is someone who has land and has the ability, capacity, financial means to have a greenhouse?
Yeah. So one of the common places a greenhouse can go. So say you have an apartment, not as much an apartment, but a small house in a city, and you have a small backyard. So you could possibly have a greenhouse there. You could also possibly have a raised garden bed there as well. The main advantage with this is trade shows. Starting from scratch with your marketing content can be extremely expensive. And if we are able to work with this company in order to offer our product as well, that could be very beneficial. One thing we were looking at is possibly, say you have an apartment complex and we have sold four Garden Snap units to them. We could possibly connect all four of those customers together and see if they'd be interested in purchasing a greenhouse together that they could possibly put on the roof of the apartment building. So there is some overlap with that. Also, greenhouses will need some sort of garden bed to go inside of them. So you could possibly offer, here you get this greenhouse, you also get this modular raised garden bed that you can set up in whatever shape you want inside the greenhouse.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Aiden. Good morning, everyone. How are you? Well done presentation, and excited to be spending my time with you all today, hearing from each of you. Aiden, great kickoff. So along with my colleagues here, I had a couple of questions, and I'm going to pose one to you now. You spoke to going nationwide with this and kind of taking us to a national piece. Just walk us through your thinking around that a little bit, as far as how you consider more of maybe a local established presence and building community and third-party validators in your area, and then growing from that space versus starting at a nationwide perspective. If you could walk us through that just a little bit.
So right now, what I see two different approaches. One is partnering with the greenhouse company, looking at their existing customers, using their existing databases, their marketing, in order to go to nationwide immediately. Another alternative would possibly doing this myself via crowdfunding. So Kickstarter is something I'm very familiar with. I'm not sure how familiar you guys are with it, but basically you can offer pre-orders of a product and set a goal for how much money you want to raise. If you sell enough of your products to reach that goal, all the customers will give you your money, and then you in turn have to go create the product and return it to them within a few months. So that would be another alternative that we could do. So for example, if we say to create the molding, the manufacturing machine to produce the garden would probably be about $30,000 to $40,000. But then after that, it costs about $1 to $2 a unit for each individual piece. So say we set our goal at $40,000, and then if we do it ourselves, we would raise enough money, and then we could buy the manufacturing to create the pieces. Now that could be more of a local level at first, really engaging the community, going around individuals. I know family and friends are sometimes the biggest supporters with that. So that would be more of the local level first, actually buy the machinery, and then move into the more nationwide level. Does that answer your question?
It does. Thank you very much.
Once again, thank you to Aiden and the Hempfield team with Garden Snap.
Thank you, judges.
Coming to the stage next, we will have the International School of Panama with their product idea, Tower Gardens. As we mentioned in our opening, LaunchU has really begun to take on an international flavor. And I think this year's competition is just another evidence of that. So we have our team up to the stage now, and Zach will be giving you all the cue to begin.
Okay, so good morning, LaunchU contestants and judges. We are the Tower Gardens team. We are 4 rising juniors from the International School of Panama. And thank you for letting us present. Next slide, please.
Since we were very little, we have always enjoyed going out of the city to look out for green spaces, and that motivated us to create Tower Gardens. I am Fran Pereira, co-founder and strategic consult of Tower Gardens.
I'm Ramon Galindo, and I'm a co-founder and the marketing manager.
My name is Nicholas Vincais, and I'm the co-founder and app designer.
I'm Alfredo Aleman, I'm co-founder and financial manager.
Next slide.
Okay, so what is our business? Our business is a subscription-based urban farming model, which teaches people how to plant as well as connects them with like-minded individuals. Our app facilitates the trade of crops between buildings and urban residents, allowing them for easier access to locally grown produce and getting fresh foods at their own homes. Additionally, our mission is to make urban farming more accessible for anyone who is interested in a sustainable lifestyle and fresh food and organics. Next slide, please.
Problem. So we would like to talk about three main problems. Firstly, the loss of green spaces in urban areas, for the fact that while walking throughout the city, we only see buildings, and we as Tower Gardens will like to add some nature, more greenery into the city. Secondly, we would like to address the lack of community while farming, because farming is usually described as a very lonely job. And lastly, the lack of efficient and distribution systems, for a simple fact that people don't know how to do it. Next slide, please. So now that you've heard our problem, you're wondering what a solution is. So here it is. We'll educate by facilitating and building a culture around urban and suburban farming. We'll facilitate with the trade of crops, and we'll also serve as a pathway for subscribers to find out what crops are planted by the other users. We'll also be building community, and we will do this by helping each subscriber plant a vegetable garden in their building, which will also connect them with like-minded people. And we'll monetize by providing service for successful harvest and provide products at a cheaper price. Next slide.
Okay, so what is Tower Gardens' intellectual property? Well, our intellectual property includes the design and implementation of our Tower Gardens app. This app will offer a bartering system, and we will also have special know-how in the areas of urban farming and sustainable agriculture. And our app will also be a fully personalized service, telling you when to harvest, when to water, and when to plant your harvest so they will grow properly. Next slide, please.
So this is our sales and our marketing strategy. So we plan to market the subscription service through a variety of channels, and these include social media, events and workshops, partnerships, and public relations. And the overall marketing strategy of Tower Gardens is designed to create interest and awareness towards urban farming, while also building community of like-minded individuals that are passionate about sustainability and self-sufficiency. Next slide. Our revenue model. So our revenue model is based on the sale of our company Tower Gardens, as well as fees for facilitating and bartering system among the buildings that participate in our program. We also seek out sponsorships and advertising partnerships to help fund Tower Gardens. And we will charge a monthly fee for the use of our application. Subscribers will gain access to a wide net of experts that can help them with their gardens, and educational videos will help our customers to harvest and their vegetables and maintain their garden.
Next slide, please. So competitive advantages and our competitors. Tower Gardens competitors include the urban farming initiatives and companies such as green roofs, rooftop gardens, vertical gardens, and also community gardens. But these companies lack the community building and the bartering system that Tower Gardens offer us, making our app a unique and innovative solution for the urban farming and community building. Next slide, please. So the use of funds would be to develop and implement the app, including all the costs of a regular app, like programming, design, and the ongoing updates. This will also cover our expenses, like installing our Tower Gardens, maintaining and the materials and all the labor. And we are planning also to cover some research and development and the marketing part. Our exit strategy involves being acquired by a larger company that is interested in expanding their reach in the sustainable and urban farming spaces. We will work to establish relationships with potential acquirers and explore strategic partnership that could lead to an acquisition. But the most important point of this acquisition would be that they also share Tower Gardens' vision and core values. Thank you very much.
International School of Panama team, Tower Gardens, great job. Thank you. Our judges are coming back up to the stage, so we'll start with our Q&A portion. Brandy, you finished last time, so why don't you feel free to go first this time.
Hi, you guys did a great job. Thank you so much for your presentation this morning. Can you talk to us a little bit more about the app? And you mentioned a fee. So just for our understanding, if someone were to use this app, they would pay a monthly fee. Talk us through that piece and what you are envisioning around the app and the usage. Does that potentially cause any concerns for access with individuals that you may be targeting?
Okay, so our app would include a $5 to $10 monthly fee. This would include the sale of gardening kits, which would be less expensive than buying the gardening kit from other sources. Through some research, we found out that buying the gardening kit would be about $160, and we are planning to make the cost lower at $100. The app would also include a net of experts, so they can contact them if they have any issues with their garden. And also, we will have a chat system, which is in the app prototype, which will allow the users to connect with other like-minded individuals who are using the app near them. And I wouldn't think that this would cause any issues with the people we're trying to target, because usually people who are living in urban areas are pretty located. Everyone has a phone nowadays, so it wouldn't be that tough to get into the app, and it would be a simplified service.
Thank you.
Michael, feel free to go next.
Okay. Guys, great job. I love it. You have 4 people there. You guys did a great job presenting as a group. I do presentations pretty much every day, and I have big groups and sometimes small groups, and it's always hard to balance it out. So I thought you guys were fantastic. I have a business question for you because I was just a little confused. The first question really helped me understand a little bit, but like, who's owning the gardens? I saw in one of your slides that you have to work with the buildings. Are you renting space for these gardens? Like, are you guys owning the gardens themselves, or are the individual people have to find their own gardens?
So, I mean, we sell you the garden, you install it, it's yours, but we help you to maintain it. But we don't go and maintain it. We help you like through the app on the Learn How section. But I mean, you're asking, it's your garden and it's your crops and it's yours.
Got it.
The only connection with the buildings would be if you were wanting to install it like in the rooftop of the building, which is also a viable option. But if not, people could do it in their terraces, which would make them not have to talk with the building first.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you.
Hey, I thought you guys did a great job. Echoing Michael's comments, I think your presentation was outstanding and great teamwork among the 4 of you. Hey, my question is this. I love the fact that you're thinking about an exit strategy. How would you go about sourcing organizations to purchase your concept? What would you look for? What would be important to you as you look for organizations to acquire your business?
As we said at the end, like the most important part is that they have our vision and our core values, and that they wanna, because it's not only about the money. You need to want to help the environment and wanna help people, like to bring green spaces and build a community for the people that like farming. And we would like to explore like different companies or people that would be interested on our product, and they share the same interest of it, and also vision the same mission of us, like that they think the same, like that we need more green spaces in the city.
Got it. Thank you.
Once again, thank you to the Tower Gardens team from the International School of Panama. Great job. And next up, we will be bringing up the team from Harrisburg High School, the SciTech campus, which is actually our neighbor, located just a block or so up the street on Market Street in Harrisburg. So I see Takira is coming up, and Zach will be giving you the cue to begin. And as soon as you're ready, you can begin. Good luck.
We are from the Harrisburg High School SciTech campus, and our business name is Love&Pets. Our team consists of 3 people. I am Ariba, this is Takira, and that is Emiliana.
Next slide, please.
We are an affordable grooming center that is also a local area to Harrisburg citizens, where we help our clients give their pets a beautiful fur coating. Our prices are modest and honest, in which we price based on the size of the animal, since they tend to use more product, bigger animals, of course. We is to make sure our clients' pets leave clean and healthy. Although we center around comfortable, we welcome all furry pets. We are extremely passionate about our clients' animals. Although we aren't that big of a business right now and only focus on pets, it is still a long way in taking care of our animal community because they are a big part of our lives.
Next slide, please.
The main problem with these industries for customers are the unaffordable prices and how they are going to be priced. Usually, customers change their minds about grooming their pets just based on the costs. This leads to pets not getting the necessities they need, as well as improperly treated fur and skin. Also, most grooming centers do not groom right away, leaving pets in cages until it is time to start on them, which is not healthy for the pets in unfamiliar places. Sometimes appointments are not convenient for the customers, or they overbook.
So our solution for this business is we plan to appeal to those looking for low pricing in the grooming industry. It appeals to location as we are. Oh, I'm sorry. Can you please go to the next slide? Appeals to location as we are a neighborhood grooming center and are close to those looking for modest prices. Prices are organized in a way customers can customize the price according to their budget. You market our prices based on size. The smaller the dog, the less time it takes to complete the grooming process. So the lower the price will be, and the larger, the higher the cost, but not too much higher because we are basing this off of affordable spending. So as one of the other problems addressed on the previous slide, we will have a website in which customers can book their own appointments. We will get notified whenever that happens so we can be prepared and to confirm their chosen date. We'll reach out to them, letting them know their time has been confirmed, and appointments won't overlap because once someone books a time, that time will be declined if others try to choose it, and let them know so that they can choose any other appointment dates to their convenience. And so this way the dogs don't have to, or pets don't have to stay locked up in cages until it's their time to come, and they're not uncomfortable and restless during the grooming process, since it's best to start while the pet owner's still there so that they're not uncomfortable. Next slide.
Customers would choose us for our good service and preparation and low prices and distance. We offer customers options they can choose from and help them understand how our business works by showing them our website where they can make future appointments and stay connected if any concerns arise. This business has a few unique characteristics. We do assorted designs, one being the mohawk, which is our main groomer Takira's signature style. There will be a special dye that does not affect the pet's fur or skin condition, and a natural pheromone scented cologne that will also be good for skincare and bring out the natural good smells of our pets, our clients' pets.
Next slide, please. Small pets are no more than $25 for our sales and marketing strategy. Medium pets are $35 and large pets are $45. So if you were to look at these prices and compare them to that of our competitive companies, you will notice that that there are much more, and other facilities typically base the prices on the type of dog rather than the size. Now we plan to have 2 categories, a half set and a full set. minus pretty much everything but the cut. So, for example, if a small dog were to choose this category, it would be $25 without the cut, which is the half set, and others everything, including the cut, which is the full set, which would be $35. The amount of what a medium dog would be for the half set. So then, as I said before, the customers will get to customize their price. So we will include add-ons to our flyers, which they can choose from based on, like things like a note clip, which would be $8, the monthly scent cologne, and the pet bag. So that way, when they come in, they can spend the money that they originally planned on spending. Next slide, please.
For our funds, we will have support from family members who have invested in this with their hard-earned money and money from our own jobs. Aside from that, we will earn our funds through fundraisers. If possible, our school holds many fundraisers that we can take part in and small contests and that we can receive prize money. Other than that, we can set up a social media account advertising our business, and if people are willing to donate, that money would be put towards new supplies and better equipment.
Main competitors, next slide, please. Main competitors are companies like PetSmart and Petco in the dog grooming industry. We looked up some things. There's really nothing unique that, stands out to them. I've went to these places before and I never noticed anything, much different from other places. Another neighborhood grooming business is called Another Doggone Salon. But based on some reviews, they're known for not answering calls and people being unable to get a hold of them. They also promote their business only on Facebook and do not have multiple advertising platforms to put themselves out there. So for us, we have the website in which people can get a hold of us. Everything they need to know is on the website. They will never, have something that they're unsure of because everything can be found there. And aside from that, we have social media accounts, as well as Instagram. We can find at Love&Pets, and we also post about us on Messenger, Facebook, TikTok, and Snapchat.
Next slide, please. Being something that needs time and effort to manage our business, we will need workers who are patient, friendly, kind, and trustworthy. The three of us have these skills and will continue to improve them. Our team will also need more people as the business starts to grow. Taki is an excellent dog groomer, and so far, all of the customers we have had were very happy with their work. We will be looking for coworkers that are passionate about helping pets and dogs and serving the community. Next slide, please.
Next slide, please. For our use of funds, we will start by paying for a business permit and license to be able to legally start up and own a business and to have access to the store for business owners so that we can have a larger variety of supplies. The funds will go to new equipment as well as funding for creating our own products like the special pheromone pet cologne, and so that we could expand our team operations. Our aspiration is to build this into something bigger than a grooming center. We would like to turn this into a clinic with multiple factors, something you can think of as a pet hotel in a way. We would like to have many sections for this clinic. For example, people can come in with their pets and choose many options of our list, what their pets can do for the day. There will be activities like training, going for walks, getting a quick health check, meeting other dogs, grooming, and even an adoption area where you're interested in getting another pet or a new one. The only condition is that they bring them in every couple of months for a checkup so we can make sure that they're doing okay in their new homes. That is all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, SciTech High. Next, our judges will be coming back to the stage for the Q&A. Michael, why don't you start us off this time?
All righty. Ladies, fantastic job. I thought you guys did great. You timed it well. You came right in there. I was worried about you. You came in with like a few seconds left, so well done. I guess I just had one simple question. Are you planning on having sort of a brick and mortar location, or is this something? Are you going to go out to the pets themselves at their home and groom them, or have you figured that part out?
Yes, actually, we already started doing this grooming business. Sometimes we go to them depending on their location. Sometimes we come to us, but we would like to travel and go to them after we've, gotten our license, obviously, and are able to get one of those vans, which we can go around driving so it's easier for them. But yeah.
That's great. I have a bulldog. Her name is Princess Luna, and she does have a mobile groomer that comes to see her. And so she pulls in and picks her up, and Luna gets her hair done. So it's a great idea.
Hey there, I love your idea and your presentation was great. Like Michael, I've got two dogs. They're almost as big as horses, Chewy and Tilly, and they also have a mobile groomer. But one of the things is the groomer is so popular, sometimes it's hard to get an appointment. So, how do you think you would find enough groomers to meet your demand?
Well, I mean, like I said, we have many advertising platforms in which we're going to put ourselves out there. We will need as many people as possible for this to work. But there are a lot of people that I know in my family and their families who love animals, who love grooming. And it's possible that they can come in, they can help us out. We'll also, like walk around, hang up posters. People who see it, they can contact us and we'll let them know we would love to have them to help us out. Of course, they would need to have the skills, of that was listed on the team. They need to be passionate about what they do, trustworthy, reliable, patient, because working with animals requires patience.
All right, thank you.
Yes.
Hello there. Well done presentation. Um, I want to know, how did you guys come together to say this is something we want to do? This is a business we want to get started, and we want to work together as a team. What brought you guys together?
Well, we knew each other since middle school. So, like, Ariba, she's always loved horses. Millie, she likes animals as well. I love dogs, horses, all types of animals. Um, of course, we want to groom more than just animals, and we thought that it would be nice if we can groom more than just dogs, cats, because those are the main pets that people usually groom. And it was like, it would be nice if we can turn this into a business. And we also like watched this one show. It's a cartoon, and like I got my inspiration from that, and we just thought, wow, that is like really smart. We should do something similar to that.
Thank you.
Thank you, judges, and thank you again to the SciTech campus team. Great job. So next up and rounding out our high school participants will be the team from Lower Dauphin High School. Product idea is called Spike Swappers. So I see the gentleman on screen now, so you'll get your cue to begin, and good luck.
So we're from Lower Dauphin High School. My name is Lucas Millar. This is Bryce Forney. That's Patrick Duffy, and this is Tice Fischel. Unfortunately, Ty Milheims won't be able to be here today, but we'll be okay without him. Go ahead. So Ty Milheims, he's in 11th grade. He's a football team captain. He will play football in college, and he shadowed a financial company. Obviously, I'm Lucas Millar. I play baseball. I'm shadowing a real estate firm, and I'm studying business law. Go ahead.
So I'm Bryce Forney. I'm a senior this year, and I was one of the football team captains, and I'm a senior leader on the baseball team this year. And Tice Fischel on the far left, he is going to Lynchburg to play baseball. He's a good teammate, and he was one of our student section leaders. And then here in the middle is Patrick Duffy. He's also a senior. He plays hockey and lacrosse. He was also one of our student section leaders, and sometimes he does community service.
So I know that when I was younger, my parents would always have to buy a lot of cleats. I played baseball, football, and soccer, and they always had to buy multiple different cleats every year. With our shoe brand, we would eliminate this problem, and we'd only have to buy one pair of shoe. Our idea is Spike Swappers, and it's a sports shoe brand that you'll be able to easily change the attachments of the bottom of the shoe for each sport. So using a clip system, we'll be able to switch the shoe for each sport, including baseball, football, and soccer. You'll have different cleat attachments and orientation of the cleat for each different sport, making it easily switchable and removable for each of the cleat. Go ahead.
So we know cleats can be very expensive. If you look at the picture on the right, all those cleats are upwards to close to $300, and buying multiple pairs of those can really hurt your bank account or your parents' bank account. So one of the problems that we're going at here is you can have way too many pairs of shoes in your house, and it can be a struggle to find a match to the other if you're not very organized. Our solution here, this puts instead of having to find 4 different pairs of cleats, you have your one pair, and then you just interchange the bottoms, and there you go. You have pretty much another pair.
So our shoes are going to be cost efficient, making families that are low income be able to afford them. Our easy spike swap system allows for changes in the middle of the game or before the game. It also will reduce the amount of cleats that you have in your house, so you won't have to get a cluster of cleats in your house, and families won't have to spend multiple different, they won't have to spend that much money on cleats. They'll only have to buy one pair of cleats and the attachments that come with the cleats. In the picture, you can see that will be the model. Obviously, on the bottom, they'll have good durable plastic instead of what this picture is showing, but they'll have plastic with the cleats on the bottom. There will be 2 sections, and they'll have cleats on the bottom that are easily attachable and removable. Go ahead.
So we already looked everything up. No other company has a patent for an idea like this. The closest thing to it was like interchangeable like insoles, what you can find at like a shoe store where you can just take out the insoles of your shoes, put new ones in. But we would also get a patent for it to like make sure that like our idea is protected. And then like our design is one of a kind. Like I said, no one else has anything like it. So we think that that's like a big edge to our like idea here. Next.
So social media is a big part of the world today, and we would use that to our advantage, creating a website that showcases our product and using social media marketing as our biggest way to grow our product. After we grow our product and attract some faces that want to buy our company, we would work to sell and or license the company in the future to a bigger corporation that can take over and maximize the profit and potential of our idea. Go ahead.
So like I said, our plan is to get a patent. Then we're going to try to license our idea to like a bigger company such as like Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, even Puma. And once we like work with that bigger company, we're going to try to make sure like they can work with us as well instead of just completely taking our idea and going with it as their own. Like they'll give us some credit for it. But then, so we chose like Puma or Adidas or Reebok or something like that because typically like the Puma shoes and Reebok shoes are like not as costly as like a pair of like new Nike shoes and stuff like that. And it feels like Puma and Reebok is more of like a family oriented thing. Like they focus on being affordable. So if we were to work with someone like them, it would make our product a lot more affordable, but it would also be a bigger company than us having to completely make up our own. Go ahead.
Again, for our idea, it would be really affordable for low-income families. You wouldn't have to buy multiple different pairs of cleats, 3 or 4 each year. You'd only have to buy one with multiple different attachments. No other company is doing what we have, what our idea is. Adidas, Nike, they all have multiple different shoes that cost well over $200, and you really don't need that in our studies. In our research, all you need is one pair of shoes for multiple different sports that will be durable enough for all of them. Go ahead.
So with like our funds and stuff, we would create like a unique model of our example to start off with. And then we're going to start like working on a patent on that right away so that we can start like getting it out there and selling it without having to worry about people taking our idea. And then like one of our ways to like put it out and like try to like grow our product is social media. Like we could use Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, stuff like that. And once we get it out there, we're going to try to sell off our idea to like the bigger shoe companies, like we said, and then just go from there. Go ahead.
We would also like to thank Miss Collins for helping us through this process. She really helped us mentor, and she really helped us. Thank you.
Great job. Great job to the Lower Dauphin team. Before the judges come up or as they're making their way up, just wanted to say I'm sure all of these teams have experienced, the same thing along, you had extracurricular activities and other things outside of school. And I know this particular team, all being athletes, really had a really tough schedule to navigate. So just wanted to thank them for their participation and for making themselves available to us.
Thank you for letting us compete and working around our schedule.
Absolutely. Alicia, why don't you start us off?
Hey, great job. I think that's a fantastic idea. Have you thought about who would manufacture this product or how you would get this product made.
Yeah, so obviously it would all start with licensing. We'd work with the bigger companies such as Puma or Reebok or even Under Armour, work with them. They would be the manufacturers. We would just give them our idea and they would work to do everything. Well, not really everything. We would like to be a part of our idea and the development of our idea, but we'd leave it up to them to help us manufacture and make this product real.
Okay, great.
Wonderful, wonderful job. My question for you, out of curiosity, why do you think something like this hasn't happened before?
We believe that it's just failed. The research that we've done has not come up good because the ideas have not been the same as ours. The model that we would have is a football cleat, which is lightweight and durable, being able to be sturdy enough for all the sports that we need, but also lightweight, as I said. And we just think that with our idea and how we set it up, it will be able to be successful.
Thank you.
Great job, guys. Really, it's great that you're all users and potential users of the product. That's always helpful. I guess my question is, why wouldn't you just go ahead and design the shoe itself and get a prototype made instead of trying to sell the licensing to a manufacturer?
Because that can be like very cost efficient to us, and all of us, to be honest, we don't really know how to like make a shoe exactly from scratch, and that's like something that they're used to. But we would be able to like make the idea of like our clip system and stuff like that, and then we just show that idea to them, and then they go with it from there.
That's fair. As a marketer, though, I have one point that I think you should add into your thinking, and that is, as you all know, the way you wear your shoes is different, right? In other words, they wear differently in different areas. So you also have to customize the ability to customize the bottom of your shoe and move cleats to a certain area. If you're leaning too much on your right, depending on your sports, you can actually move things around based on how you pivot and everything else. So I think there's something really cool about that as well. Not only through multiple sports, but you can also customize it to how you play and how you actually wear on your shoes. Does that make sense?
Yeah, the beginning of our focus would probably be on low-income families that, for little kids. But further down the line, we would definitely focus on, maybe expanding to more sports other than football, baseball, lacrosse, and soccer, maybe even golf. We would expand to pro athletes that, want to change cleats mid-game. We would definitely want to expand after. But the starting idea that we had was for low-income families with little kids that, their feet grow. And if they play multiple different sports, the cost can add up.
Well done.
Thank you.
Into the lower Dauphin team and Spike Swappers. Into our next set of pitches. So these next four pitches that you'll see will be from collegiate teams. Next up, we have Harrisburg University of Science and Technology. Their product idea is Print 3D. So I see a couple of the fellows on screen there. So I will back out and listen for your cue to begin. Good luck.
So our company idea is Print 3D. We are a 3D printing platform that allows for users to order a 3D printed model and have other users print it for them. Next.
So let me introduce the team. From the left, we have Maxwell Minton, who is our media manager. Then we have myself, Sam Dinner, lead programmer. In the middle, we have Isaiah Bretz, our CEO. Following after that, we have George Tadoon, who is our lead researcher. Finally, we have George Clements, our media manager. Next.
So where did it all go wrong? When it comes to 3D printing, it can be very difficult to get into it just because of the steep learning curve and all the things that could possibly go wrong with 3D printing. So we broke our users down into 3 different categories, starting with our consumer. These are people who want to buy a 3D model and have it printed for them without having to buy a printer because they can't justify the cost of buying a printer for this one-time use. So we have producers, which is our second type of user. These are users who already own a 3D printer and want more uses for it and to potentially make more money. And then we have our third user, our commercial users. These are companies that need massive amounts of products produced in a short amount of time. High volume orders are a thing that we can handle. Next.
So it's time to make it right. We want to make 3D printing as simple as possible for all our consumers. First, we'll start with our consumers who don't have a 3D printer. We're going to make it so that they don't even need a 3D printer to get their model printed. Next, for our producers, we're going to make it so that they can bring in additional customers and make some additional revenue using their 3D printer. Lastly, for our commercial side, we want to make it so that we can scale up to high volume orders by spreading that load across multiple printers to be able to handle any order that they throw at us. Next.
So what are some of the features that our website aims to provide? First, we want to make finding 3D models easy to do by bringing in resources from Thingiverse and other websites that have 3D models. Then we have a dynamic pricing model that allows us to price out the models that need to be printed based on specifications made by the user. Then we promote our product through social media and through other 3D printing businesses so that they want to come to our site to have their product made. Next.
So, who's our target audience? For our producer side, we have our engineers, who are going to be the ones, our DIY groups, who are going to have 3D printers already and are going to be actually ones with the 3D printers and going to be printing out for other users. Next, we have our engineers who are going to be handling the commercial side. Engineers are going to be working at firms and businesses who have high volume orders. Lastly, on the consumer side, we have social media and young people who we think will be really interested in getting 3D models but won't have a 3D printer already to use. Next.
So how do we plan to market our business? First, we've already begun doing outreach to other companies. We've received a few callbacks from 3 other companies that are interested in working with us in the future to scale up their orders and make sure that they can meet demands from other companies. We've also reached out to people and gotten callbacks from people who are interested in being producers for us, and we've also received requests for orders to be made through our email. Secondly, we offer a discount to users who will work on our platform and promote it through their own social media outlets, making a positive feedback for us to market our platform. Lastly, we promote 3D models on social media, trending ones, so that we can bring in the younger audiences so they'll want to print something new. Next.
So, what does Print3D's revenue model look like? Well, first, we get most of our revenue from consumers who are printing 3D models through our website. Next, for our producers, we can also host paid exclusive models on Print3D that they can make additional revenue through. For our commercial side, we also make bulk orders that will make a lot of additional revenue for our company. And finally, we also have paid promotion for our producers so that if they want to boost themselves in the rankings, they can do so. To focus on our yearly plan, for year 1, we'd like to focus on our non-commercial side by starting with our producers and our consumers. Then, in year 2, we'd like to expand to the commercial side by bringing in additional businesses. Finally, in year 3, we'd like to continue that growth by expanding on our non-commercial and commercial side and just continuing to grow the business as a whole. Next slide.
So who are our competitors? The only company that comes close to our idea is TreatStock. But the problem with TreatStocks is they have very poor discoverability with 3D models, making it difficult for the users to come up with something they want to have printed on their platform. The second part is they use a quote system. And if it's a quote, it usually revolves around this idea that if you have to ask, it costs too much. So we don't use a quote system at Print3D. But another issue with TreatStock is that they require a lot of sign up and information about the user for them to work on their platform. Plus, they have very poor marketing. The only reason I know about them is because I found about them on a developer thread for Thingiverse. 3D Hubs is our next competitor, but kind of tackles a different market. They're more focused around the idea of commercial production, and all their printers are done in-house, meaning that they are limited by their own infrastructure. They have a decent marketing strategy, but with Print3D, we plan to blow them out of the water. So with our no quote system, you know exactly what you're paying for when you come to our platform. We also support both commercial and consumer levels of production. We also have fast shipping because all of our producers are either located in your area or within close proximity of the shipping area. Next slide.
So what's Print3D's competitive advantage? Well, first of all, we have a pricing model that takes into consideration energy use, model size, and many other factors to figure out exactly how much it's going to cost to get your model printed. Next, we like to be able to allow our users to dynamically change and scale the model that they want printed so that it meets their exact dimensions and specifications. Lastly, we like to make it as easy on the producer side so that they can simply accept an order and then their order will automatically start printing on their 3D printer, streamlining the entire process. Next slide, please.
So what do we plan to do if we receive funding from the competition and get access to CIE's incubation process? First of all, half of our money is going to be reinvested into the company and also to maintain our servers and domains and produce a balanced ecosystem for Print3D. For the incubation process, we hope to benefit from connections with the community and being able to work with businesses so that we can help them produce their dreams. Next, we need help with the LLC and more of the legal aspect of running a business because we're more of a tech group. We're not so much concentrated on law. Last, with our winnings, we plan to split the other half into compensation for our work we've done so far and the work we continue to do into the future. Next slide.
So finally, let's talk about our exit strategy. When we get our profits up to $500,000 yearly, we'd like to exit out of the business and start by bringing in new employees who can take over running the business. Then we'd like to start a parent company so that we can work in new fields and sectors, including healthcare, tech, transportation, and many others. We'd like to stay focused on the tech side because where we believe that we can do the best.
Thank you for your time, and thank you for consideration for funding Print 3D.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great job to the Harrisburg University team. Thank you, guys. Next, we'll be bringing our judges back up.
There's
the rest of the group. Brandy, why don't you start us off?
Sure. Well done presentation. My question for you was around your targets. If you could just give us a little bit more, maybe go a little bit more in depth of who you're targeting with this opportunity and how you see them connecting with what you're offering here.
Yeah, so what we aim to focus on is introducing, a lot of people out there already are kind of doing 3D modeling, and they run their small 3D modeling businesses, and they promote a lot of their products on social media, and most of the time it's younger audiences buying trinkets, like Wormy, like they love the dragons, like the chain dragons, there's a lot of like toys that can be made through 3D printing, and so we aim to bring those users to our platform. But we also want to support our engineers who want to have fast prototyping. We also need to have a scale-up production. In my previous experience in working for working with engineers, a lot of times they'll 3D print prototype parts, and then once they're done, sometimes plastic parts will even be scaled up for production. And so we also want to be able to address those as well.
So great job. Team worked super well together. You've identified a robust set of potential consumers. So I'm curious about your plans to exit when you hit 500,000 in revenue. Why not keep going? How did you align on that amount to cue your exit strategy?
So something that me and my partner here, we've always had a drive to solve solutions using technology. We feel there's a lot of other things that we could also focus on as well for improving the livelihoods of everybody else and making everything easier, much more accessible for everyone else. And so we want to make sure that the company generates enough revenue so that we can start solving other problems, because we do think that this solution provides access to people who normally wouldn't be able to do 3D printing. I think opening up a lot of creativity for people and allowing for it to be easy to use and functional is great. And I want to apply that to other areas such as healthcare and transportation. We already have ideas that we want to explore for that. And by getting $500,000, that would give us a lot of money that we could use to then start other capital, other ventures. Yes.
All right, that's fair. Thank you.
Yeah.
I guess I have a couple clarifying questions. My first one is, why didn't the other two guys have to wear suits today? And they all look so nice in the opening photograph, and now they're not wearing suits.
Yeah, so we ordered Print 3D t-shirts, so we actually have our own t-shirts and stuff. And we were kind of hoping to stand out a little bit better on the camera.
All right, there you go. I can see him now.
Yeah.
Well done.
We wanted to see. I have my shirt underneath the jacket. Yeah.
Great. So you guys have you get points for marketing. So basically, you guys are like an aggregator, right? Like a Kayak or a Hotels.com. You are a website that's sending stuff out and aggregating these printing things. You're not manufacturing yourself, correct?
No. So we provide the service of acquiring the work, providing models. We even actually plan to have a editor inside the browser so that you can take these models that you find from Thingiverse that are free, edit them in the browser, and they will be already converted into G-code, and then it can immediately be produced by someone that you can pick from the website.
Right. Okay. Very cool. It's an interesting model. I like it. I mean, you also said no quote. Does that mean that your quote is going to be? You said no quote, but I think what you're saying is your quote is going to be precise. You're going to get an exact cost right away.
Yep. Yeah, so the price that you get when you order it is not going to change. So the quote is, okay. We don't do quotes. We do exactly what's the cost. Right. We calculate everything from the work needed to produce it, compensation for the person who's running the machinery, and shipping costs. We are even working on an API that can handle the shipping in different areas so that we can minimize costs for shipping. This will then allows us to have more control over and a way to decrease pricing along with just the model itself.
Well done. Very good. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, judges. And thank you to the Print 3D team. Moving into our sixth pitch, we will have the team from Bucknell University with their idea called PrimeAir. So I see our contestant coming to the stage, and once you get your cue, feel free to begin.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Simbi, and I'm a biomedical engineer. I am the founder of PrimeAir Systems, a medical device company with the mission to improve equal access to medical devices in low-resource and underserved communities. Next slide. Hi, my name is Simbi Somaposa. I'm a biomedical engineering major, and I'm originally from Garu, Zimbabwe. PrimeAir is a portable, non-electric, cost-effective nebulizer for effective treatment of asthma in underserved communities. I grew up watching my grandmother struggle with asthma, and I remember when I was about 13 years old, she had a severe asthma attack that almost took her life. About 2 years ago, I decided to start developing a medical device that would be specifically tailored for the treatment of asthma in low-resource areas so as to help people like my grandmother. PrimeAir was designed to be very easy to use and very affordable for the target population. This nebulizer can make all the difference between fear and peace of mind by effectively delivering asthma medication into the lungs for optimal treatment. PrimeAir, providing life for patients with asthma. Thank you. Next slide. Hi. Awesome. So as you watched in the video, I grew up watching my grandmother struggle with asthma, and the thought of potentially losing my grandmother to an asthma attack brought me a lot of fear and anxiety. If you know anything about asthma, an asthma attack can happen at any moment, any time. Every time my grandmother had an asthma attack, she would have to travel at least 2 hours to the nearest hospital in order to get her treatment because the only treatment she had was an inhaler, which is not effective for severe and moderate asthma. My grandmother's experience was not unique. There are millions of patients in underserved and low-resource areas that currently do not have access to life-saving medical devices for effective asthma treatment. My grandmother's experience, however, highlighted to me the challenges that patients in underserved and low-resource areas face when it comes to accessing high-quality, life-saving medical devices. Next slide. So if we were in the same room, in the same space, I would have asked you to raise up your hand if you have asthma or know somebody with asthma. And I can guarantee you that more than half of you would be having your hands up because asthma is a global health challenge affecting over 300 million people worldwide. But I'm going to focus on Zimbabwe right now because I'm from Zimbabwe. So in Zimbabwe, asthma is one of the top 10 outpatient conditions affecting over 20% of the population and results in over 5,000 deaths every single year. Next slide. So I have developed PrimeAir. PrimeAir is a cost-effective, non-electric, portable nebulizer for the effective treatment of asthma that is specifically designed for use in low-resource and underserved communities. A nebulizer is a medical device that converts liquid asthma medication into small aerosols that can be inhaled directly into the lungs in order to effectively treat asthma symptoms. This device, which I have in my hand, comes in 3 components. There is the mouthpiece, the chamber, and the pump. To use the device, the patient will simply put their medication into the medication chamber, put the mouthpiece over the nose and mouth, and simply squeeze the valve. It's so easy, right? And unlike existing products, this product does not require electricity and can easily fit into your pocket or your bag, allowing you to have access to your asthma treatment anywhere at any time. Next slide. So our value proposition is that PrimeAir offers true convenience and accessibility for patients dealing with asthma, and it also provides an affordable and effective asthma treatment option that patients can use anywhere at any time. We're seeking to obtain a design patent for the whole device and also obtain a utility patent for the mask, which is specifically designed to reduce medication waste. Next slide. The market for this product is huge. Currently, there's 1.3 million people with asthma in Zimbabwe alone. 62.9% of those patients are considered low-resource patients, and that brings us to over 800,000 required units every year. At a wholesale price of $13 per unit, our total market size is over $10 million, and we're currently focusing on Zimbabwe alone. Next slide. But our market extends beyond Zimbabwe, which is one tiny country in sub-Saharan Africa, when we have not even started looking at the other 54 countries in the African continent. Our market extends to Asia, Europe, and America as well. And this market is expected to grow to about 7.5% by 2023. Next slide. Our revenue model is pretty simple. So PrimeAir as an entity will handle the manufacturing, assembly, as well as the packaging of the product. We'll partner with an NGO that will handle the distribution, public relations, and user education on how to use the device. We're choosing to partner with NGOs because these organizations already have existing established relationship with our target customers and can really help us in terms of effectively reaching our target users. Next slide. So in terms of our competition, there are a wide variety of competing products on the market right now, ranging from compressor nebulizers, ultrasonic nebulizers, as well as mesh nebulizer. However, as you can see on this slide, all these devices are bulky and are expensive. Unlike these devices, PrimeAir is portable. It comes in a very small size, and it has a very low cost, thereby providing an effective asthma treatment option that is both portable, accessible, and comes at a very low cost. Next slide. So what is in the future of PrimeAir? Right now, this is our final prototype, and we're focusing on doing further research and development of the product. This prototype that I have in my hand right now has undergone preliminary testing to ensure that it is functioning in the desired medical ranges in terms of the flow rate as well as the particle size. However, moving forward, we want to move forward with the design optimization, do further product testing, as well as manufacture the final prototype using PLA, which is the material that we use for the final product. We're also hoping to initiate the regulatory process and get our patent, as well as start communicating with our NGOs and start establishing those relevant partners that we need to make sure that the product succeeds. Next slide. So why should you trust me? Like I said, I'm a biomedical engineer with experience in developing and designing medical devices. And I'm also an entrepreneur and have worked with the Bucknell Small Business Development Center in helping businesses across Pennsylvania develop their products as well as market their products as well. Next slide. So today I'm asking you judges to invest in a product that is going to change the healthcare narrative for patients living with asthma in low-resource and underserved communities. Thank you.
Great job to Simbi of PrimeAir.
Thank you.
I see our judges are returning to the stage. So once they get here, Michael, why don't you start us off this time?
Sounds great. Simbi, congratulations. I mean, that's just impressive, to say the least. I guess I just have one clarifying question. Your product is obviously the way it's designed is designed to be inexpensive, which is fantastic. Can you give me an idea of what I'll say the before your invention, what a normal product would cost? Like the comparison of, hey, if you have the normal way to do this would cost X amount of dollars, or this machine or apparatus or device costs this much, and mine costs this much.
Yeah. So when it comes to nebulizers, the cost is dependent on the type of technology they're using. The most advanced technology is a mesh nebulizer that costs over $300 per unit. Compressor nebulizers, which have a similar technology as to PrimeAir, cost at about $50. Those are the ones that you would find on Amazon that have really questionable regulatory processes. But if you want something that has been approved by an organization such as the FDA, it would be costing starting from $70 per unit.
Very good. Thank you. Very good.
Alicia, it looks like you're ready.
Yeah. Impressive idea and presentation. Well done. My mom suffers from asthma, so this product is particularly interesting. How do you think you would manage keeping this product low cost while meeting FDA and other governmental requirements? as you would scale the rollout across the globe?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So initially, the cost of bringing this product to the market is going to be very high. Like you said, we're going to have to go through these very expensive regulatory processes. And that is why we're willing to partner with NGOs in the beginning. That way, they'll be able to provide us with the financial assistance needed to be able to go through those processes. But once that is done, we're hoping to be able to manufacture this product locally. That way, we're using the available resources. That way, we're also using available labor for us to be able to produce the device. So once we go through the initial marketing and development and we shift to producing everything locally, the cost of producing this product is going to be brought way down for us to be able to continue manufacturing the product in a cost-effective manner.
Fantastic. Thank you.
I echo everyone's comments. Well done presentation. My question for you actually is around the NGO piece. Who are some of those groups, some of those organizations that you're considering to partner, and what's your plan for building relationships and making introductions to further those conversations and then develop those partnerships?
Okay, that's a very good question. So I have been working on this product for 2 years. And one of the things that I did initially once I started back in 2021, was I started reaching out to local doctors in Zimbabwe and said, hey, I want to have interviews with you for me to better understand the challenges that they were having. And those doctors referred me to the Global Initiative for Asthma, the GINA, which is a global organization that does research on asthma in different areas across the world. And so I was able to have those connections through the doctors that I was working with. I'm also hoping to work with the Ministry of Health and Child Welfare in Zimbabwe, which I already have connections with, because it helps that my primary market is Zimbabwe, which is a country that I grew up in for the first 18, 19 years of my life. So that helps a little bit. So right now, moving forward, I would also want to work with the World Health Organization. I'm still in the process of reaching out to their representatives and making sure and figuring out if there's a way that we can work together.
Thank you.
Thank you again, judges. And once again, thank you to Bucknell University's team, PrimeAir. Coming up next is our seventh pitch, the team from Carnegie Mellon University with the Metaverse Museum. One of the contestants shared a fun fact. Yifan has 2 cats, and the cats' names are Matcha and Cold Brew, because those are the only 2 drinks that they order at Starbucks. I'll turn it over to you, Team Metaverse Museum.
All right.
Hi everyone, I'm Selena.
Hi, I'm Fun.
So we're here to present our initiative, Metaverse Museum Alliance Program. Next slide, please. Have you ever imagined visiting all these museums all over the world without stepping outside your home? Well, welcome to our Metaverse Museums with tours tailored to you. Our program aims to provide everyone with this low-cost and easily accessible educational field trips that deepen their understanding of art and history in a truly engaging way. At the same time, we help university museums and art educators to extend their social influence and generate additional revenue. We realize these wishes through transforming those physical galleries into VR exhibitions displayed on our platform. Next slide, please. So we are trying to tackle mainly 2 problems. The first is a steep drop in museum attendance in the post-pandemic period. As lifestyles shift from tourism to digital recreations, museums are struggling to retain even 60% of their pre-COVID visitor volumes. And this decrease impacts their fundings and also prevent the public from appreciating those artistic treasuries. Secondly, we address imbalanced distributions of educational resources, which is a fundamental contributor to many social inequalities. In particular, art educations can foster creativities and essential skills throughout one's academic and professional journeys. So our mission is to democratize access to these educational resources, particularly for those underprivileged communities. Next slide, please.
Our solution is a personalized Metaverse Museum tour experience with easy navigation, high-definition artifact viewing, and comprehensive description of each exhibit. Additionally, we foster an interactive learning community. Users can share insights and respond to comments, while top scholars and educators from art schools provide mini lectures rated on a 1 to 5 star scale. Highly rated lectures will receive tips, incentivizing knowledge sharing and promoting a thriving content ecosystem. At the heart of our platform is a groundbreaking AI tour guide powered by the state of the art natural language model. This AI guide provides real time responses to visitors' spontaneous questions. It also curates, leveraging its intelligence to create personalized exhibitions tailored to user preferences. Moreover, all content is translated into multiple languages, eliminating linguistic barriers. Finally, we celebrate and stimulate creativity through fun, interactive international educational games such as art coloring books and 3D pottery. We honor our participants by showcasing their creations alongside their inspirational art pieces. Next slide, please.
Our program is more than just a virtual gallery. It revolutionized art and history educations by turning those passive observations into active explorations, making cultural treasures accessible to all, irrespective of audience locations or socioeconomic status. Moreover, your museum experience could be personalized on our platform through our AI tour guide, which act as your curators, educators, and also your companion. And through different innovative features, we aim to spark a newfound love for the cultural institutions, allowing museums and educators to leverage their collection and expertise to support an expanded global audience and generate additional source of income. Next slide, please.
So our product is available in the both free version on the App Store and Google Play Store, and a premium version on VR platforms like Steam and Metaverse, catering to a range of user needs from two distinct market sectors as shown. The premium version, with a $9.99 annual membership fee, offers every feature from the free version, but with an enhanced 2K resolution and an ads-free touring experience. To attain our first set of customers, we're offering free app trials to local school art courses and launching targeted ads in museums and campuses. Furthermore, we'll be partnering with art-focused social media influencers for promotion and introducing a referral program for users to earn rewards and subscription, all in an effort to establish a broad and engaged customer base for our immersive VR museum app. Next slide, please.
Our revenue mainly comes from the following 5 sectors. The first is annual membership fees from those premium subscribers. We allocate 30% of these earnings towards those participating museums, and the remaining 70% is our profit. Moreover, we apply a 5% fee on visitor tips awarded to these mini lecture creators, and also a 5% platform fee on souvenir sales. Also, our profit from AI tour guide will be $1 for every 10 questions. Lastly, as our customer base grows, advertisement will also be integrated into the basic version of the app, charging at 5 cents per view. And in 5 years, we aim at building 200 museums, reaching around 18 million audience. And this will bring us over 70 million profit. Next slide, please.
Current competitors in the VR education sector, like museum VR apps, Google Art, and Google Street View, falling short in terms of interactivity, resolution, and immersion, and are most costly. Our platform, however, stands out with advanced scanning and modeling for high-resolution visuals. Moreover, our AI tour guide offered a much more personalized educational field trip, catering each visitor's needs. We also prioritize interactivity through establishing user community and educational games. Moreover, our platform is not only more accessible than traditional museum visits and other VR apps, but is also significantly more affordable, providing unlimited access on any device at a fraction of the cost of a single visit offline or a private tour guide service. Next slide, please.
Our team members' diverse background really create a dynamic blend of entrepreneurship, tech expertise, and also artistry. Selena is a successful media startup founder and manager. Ifan is a skilled KOL and machine learning developer. Yigang is an experienced technical artist specializing in VR game productions. And Helen is a proficient 3D modeling and UI/UX design. And each member's unique strengths form a synergy, making us the right team to invest. Next slide, please.
The LaunchU competition grants will primarily fund our app development to enhance our AI tour guide functionality and entertainment features. We also plan to allocate future investment as shown on the left side of the slide to attract our first 100,000 users. Our exit strategy could involve an acquisition by tech giants like Meta or Microsoft, who are actively building their Metaverse portfolios. For Meta, our VR Museum app could enrich their VR ecosystem and provide integration with social features on Facebook like Friendlist and Chat. Microsoft's acquisition could broaden our educational and cultural offerings while providing us with advanced AI capabilities, benefiting from its relationship with OpenAI. At last, both companies' distribution channels would afford us increased product visibility at a minimum cost. That is all for our presentation. Thank you so much for your listening.
Great job to the Metaverse Museum team from Carnegie Mellon. We'll be returning to the stage for your Q&A session. Alicia, if you'd like to ask the first question, feel free.
Great idea, team, and you all worked incredibly well together. My question is, how do you anticipate growing this business? What other areas could you see this technology growing into in the future, creating new channels of opportunity?
Yeah, sure. So definitely we want to start our business from Pittsburgh because this is where our university is located. And it's also because this city is really like thriving art atmospheres. We have like this is a home to many like art institutions and also a lot of museums. And our school's museum, Carnegie Museum of Art, is like one of them. So our first step is definitely reaching out to those. And we're actually in the process of collaborating with Carnegie Museum of Art in launching the first like physical demos in this summers. And after that, we're thinking about expanding to the city in the North Coast first, especially for example, to New York and Boston, where they also have a lot of good art institutions. And after that, we're thinking about expanding to other states in the US and probably to other countries.
Thank you.
Again, great presentation. Well done. Here's my question. Based on what you just shared in regards to a plan for growth, what's the timeline look like for something like this, to take it from beginning to the next leg, to the next leg, to the next leg? What type of timeline are you all looking at?
So I think right now, since we have already formed our technical teams like a few months ago, so in this 4 months, we're like we have already built our first mature demos, but like all the artwork displayed out in our demo are all pictures from online. So currently, our main goal in the summers will be to launch our first physical museums, which means that we're taking photos of like all the artwork exhibited in Carnegie Museum of Art, and also scan all the 3D artifacts with our like 3D scanners. And after that, because for these programs, it's really easy to scale if you have the first demos. So I think the main challenge for us will be to reach out to more museums and reach out also to more audience. So I guess for the first year, our main goal is to build around like 10 to 50 like demos, and after that we are expanding that as what we showed on the like on slides.
Thank you very much.
Hey guys, congratulations. I really love the idea. Personally, I had been to Paris to Notre Dame prior to the fire. And I was back there again last year, and it was closed, and they did a virtual tour. And I will tell you, the virtual tour, believe it or not, is 10 times better than the actual tour. I mean, because you could just create and do so much. So while I was kind of skeptical of doing the tour, it blew my mind. And so I think you actually have something very cool here. I guess I sort of have two questions, maybe a point and a question. One is, museums may not be so excited about this because people may not want to go or need to go to the museums and they will lose revenue. So maybe you would do a revenue share with the museums somehow. Like if I if I go to the Carnegie Museum, they get a piece of the revenue. Just a thought. And then I'll follow that with a question. Have you figured out how much time it's going to take to do each one of these? Like, what is your investment to create each museum? Because I know there's an awful lot of development time.
Yes, that is a very good point. So to start with, in terms of our revenue model with the museum, first of all, we will have 30% of our revenue as the commission fee to each museums. And this will depend on the fraction of time people spend visiting in our each virtual museums, and then we'll use that fraction to divide our revenue into these museums. So this is also a great incentive for these museums to expand their social influence and gain additional revenue. And also we'll be setting up with online souvenir stores also to help them distribute their souvenir sales. And this will all like 100% goes to them. And thirdly, I wanted to mention that the goal of our museum app is actually to bring interest for people for these invaluable art pieces, and also to eliminate the art museum gaps for these people maybe from underdeveloped or remote countries, so they might never had a chance to visit these museums physically in person, but in our Metaverse Museum app, they will have a chance to do so omnipresently. So I think the museums would love our idea. And secondly, in terms of the time needed for us to scan a museum exhibition, so we've actually contacted the sales of these handheld scanner products, and then the time we took to scan each exhibit is only 10 seconds. So we could just go around in the museum, and it took us about around an hour and a half, and we could have our collections to all of these exhibits in 3D models. So that is very quick.
Excellent. Well done. Thank you.
Great job to the Metaverse Museum team from Carnegie Mellon University. I will add a big thanks to that team in particular, because I believe one of the team members is actually in China and has been throughout the duration of our tech testing and some of the other activities that go along with preparing for today's competition. So again, LaunchU has really taken on an international flair where we have teams that are creating global solutions to some complex problems. Up is our 8th pitch, the team from Yale University with their product idea called CIMU. So once Zachary gives you your cue, you are able to begin.
Hi, everyone. I'm Casey, co-founder and CEO of CIMU. We reduce returns by connecting, we reduce returns for middle market fashion retailers by connecting shoppers with local tailors. Next slide. So before I tell you a little bit more about how we operate, let's talk returns. Revolve, a major online Gen Z fashion retailer in 2022 made $1.1 billion in net sales. However, they spent $1.4 billion in returns. And that's not all. Since the creation of Zappos, fashion retailers have relied on returns to satisfy customers, but returns aren't addressing poor fit, which is what causes 70% of all online clothing returns. Simultaneously, retailers tend to use unscrupulous methods to deal with the high costs and hassle surrounding returns. 5 billion pounds of US returns are landfilled each year. Oh, next slide. And that is leading us, so 5 billion pounds of US returns are landfilled each year. With the surge in online shopping, fuel costs, and environmental consciousness, online fashion retailers need to reduce returns without jeopardizing customer retention or the environment. Next slide. And so the solution is CIMU. Our return system offers tailoring alternatives when someone requests a return. Next slide. So to see that in action, let's take a look at this poplin strapless midi dress that Ashley bought. Everything fit perfectly, except it was just too long. So normally what would have happened is Ashley would have had to begrudgingly paid Abercrombie $7 to return this dress, a dress that she actually really likes. Instead, when she logged on to Abercrombie's returns portal, CIMU system appeared. Next slide. We asked her a few simple questions to better understand why she wanted to return her item, and it turns out dresses that are too long can be solved with a tailor, specifically Mary, who is a 15-minute walk away. We helped Ashley schedule and contact Mary. Abercrombie paid for the alteration, and next slide. Well, so Abercrombie paid for the alteration. Next slide. And well, this was Ashley's reaction when she first got her dress back. As you can see, Ashley now has a custom fit dress that she absolutely loves. Mary got a new client, and Abercrombie did not get another return. Next slide. So retailers want to pay for our service because of our 4 main value propositions. First, we reduce reverse logistics by reducing the number of returns overall. Secondly, we are improving customer lifetime value by addressing garment issues directly and by aggregating data to inform manufacturing decisions. Thirdly, we are empowering local communities by using a network of local tailors, many of which are immigrants and refugees of color. And finally, we are enabling sustainability because we are increasing clothing use, decreasing clothing waste, and decreasing the carbon emissions associated with returns. In essence, we are at the heart of a circular economy. Next slide. So as you can see, this is a somewhat complex 3-sided relationship between retailers, tailors, and shoppers. So in order to reach our 2 major partnerships, we're going to use some marketing strategies to reach our retailers and tailors. For our retailers, we plan on giving them a 1-month free trial to show them just how valuable our service and our data is. And we plan on doing so by reaching them through trade shows and through direct email and Instagram outreach. As for our tailors, that is the more complicated group of the 3, because the tailoring industry in the United States is one of the most decentralized, destandardized industries. This is partially because tailors, 50% of them don't have an online presence, and nearly all rely on cell phone and word of mouth in order to find customers. As a result, to reach these tailors, we plan on first emailing the Custom Tailoring and Designer Association, PANLIS, which is kind of like an affinity group for tailors. Secondly, we plan on reaching local sewists by reaching out to craft shops. And thirdly, using the most efficient method so far, which is reaching ethnic wear shops. Essentially, we found that if you ask an ethnic wear shop for local tailors, they will give you 10 to 15 tailors in their network, which is how we've been able to reach those tailors that tend to not have a very visible storefront. Next slide. And so you may be wondering, how are we going to make money? Well, our primary revenue stream operates like insurance. Essentially, a retailer will pay us a monthly subscription fee that is based on their sales volume and on their returns rate. We then make an estimate of how many returns we can actually service, which is around 42%. And we pay our tailors on average $24.39. And so with a very conservative 5% retailer acquisition rate, that leads us to a gross profit margin of around 48% in our first 2 years of operation. Now, our secondary revenue stream comes from the tailoring data that we aggregate and monetize, which will happen later on. So next slide. Now, what makes CIMU so different is our network of localized tailors. We have a database of 4,000 local tailors and growing in the United States. So we're able to find people, tailors, 15 minutes of where they may be anywhere in the United States. And so our team, next slide, is particularly good with dealing with such a large logistical and technical issue because, well, the 3 of us are studying computer science at Yale. Additionally, we met because we were the organizers of Yale's largest hackathon, so we're particularly obsessed with large-scale logistics operations. We have 3 wonderful advisors that have extensive business and logistical experience, and finally, we are a pro bono client team of Yale Law School's Entrepreneurship and Innovation Clinic. But as for myself, I find myself particularly drawn to CIMU because when I was a kid, I only got hand-me-down clothing from my cousin, all of which were 2 sizes too big. So I taught myself how to sew by watching YouTube videos online in order to make the best use of my clothes. As a result, I see it as my life mission to do something about fashion's pollutant nature. Next slide. And well, we've already started. So we have a pilot program pilot experiment that just wrapped up with 2 New Haven boutiques. So we've had 78 users from around the nation. And it's been incredibly exciting to see people reimagine their clothes through tailors. But this is only the first step. Next slide. At CIMU, we imagine a world where no clothes ever end up in landfills, and reforming returns is our very first step. We've already seen very promising data from our pilot experiment, and we started getting in talks with ThredUp, which is the largest online secondhand thrift store. We're planning on having a major retailer agreement by the end of this year. But in order to do so, we need to be able to solidify our infrastructure more to handle large volume. And so that's where LaunchU comes in. With the help of LaunchU, we'd be able to...
All right, you hit your 8 minutes. I gotta cut you off.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Great job, CIMU team from Yale University. Thank you so much for your pitch. Next up, we'll bring our judges back for a Q&A. Michael, if you're ready, you can kick us off.
Sure. I love your passion, and I love how you came up with the idea. I think it's brilliant. I guess my simple question is just sort of clarifying. So the tailor gets paid by the store. You work that out with the store, or the tailor gets paid by the person who needs the tailoring done?
So we purposely worked it out so that tailor gets paid by the store, because we feel like the onus of sizing issues shouldn't come down to consumers. Yep.
Great.
Wonderful presentation. Agree. Your passion definitely came through in regards to why this is the project. This is the piece you want to move forward with. You talked some about how you're going to connect with tailors. Just if you could talk to us a little bit more about connection with the online sales stores, the boutiques, and those types of things. Just walk us through that, building those relationships and those connections a little bit more.
All right. So for the tailor side, so I mentioned like the finding ethnic wear shops. Essentially, over winter break, I spent most of my time finding just these ethnic wear shops in New York. And what I found was, like, for instance, there was an African wear shop whose owner I met, and he connected me with 12 tailors that he just happened to know. And basically what we're realizing is that there are a lot of these like immigrant populations and refugee that like very talented sewists just don't have a really strong way of getting customers, or have like really tried to make tailoring like a viable storefront. And so this would be a really wonderful way of like first giving them business, but also having people reconsider how they use their clothes and use their clothes more. As for the retailers, so essentially what we've been doing is we've been compiling a massive list with the help of Instagram, actually, to find these like sustainably focused online like fashion retailers. We've also been considering like if it might be an easier way to reach out to like service providers like Shopify and see if we can become their primary returns avenue for clothing shops, as opposed to the ones that are not so catered towards online clothing returns. Now, these are all developments that can only happen once we solidify our infrastructure, which, while it exists, cannot handle more than 100 people using it. And so we're desperately trying to, let's just say, de-duct tape and solder like our actual infrastructure.
Thank you.
This is a fascinating, a really innovative concept. Can you say more about the approach with ThredUp, and have you had some of their initial insights? What do they say about this?
So we were actually very surprised with ThreadUp. It was just through a series of cold emails. That was desperately like, I think this is a very interesting company. We have a very similar mission, but like I think this could enhance. We ended up being, we've been in touch with their senior vice president of operations as well as their director of sales. They're having a major like logistical issue, but their main thing is that they want people to they really appreciate the improving customer lifetime value piece, because when it comes to secondhand clothing, it's incredibly hard to figure out what fits, right? Size 6 in one size is a different in another size, and so by using CIMU, they see it as a way to make it from their customers liking an item to loving an item, in a way kind of like democratizing the access to clothes. They've been interested, and they've been interested since last summer when we first reached out to them. But again, the main issue has been infrastructure. Is we built it out, we have our system that is working, and we've seen that work with our test runs with our New Haven boutiques. But in order to do that large scale with someone like ThreadUp, which has such big sales volume, we need to be able to handle it. And we're just at a kind of bottleneck in terms of just time and energy and like financial piece to make that happen. And that's partially why we decided to like participate in LaunchU, is in hopes of like refining our process more in order to actually reach that next step of securing that major retailer.
That makes sense. Thank you.
Not want to be the judges. You are going to have some difficult decisions to make here, but it is that time. So thank you to all 8 teams who pitched at this time. The judges, if you're able to head over into your judging deliberation room that we have set up, and Madonna will be meeting you there to help guide you through this process. For our attendees, what we like to do during this time is make LaunchU a little bit interactive. So we do have what we call our fan favorite poll, which you are able to vote on. So being that we do have 3 different awards that we'll be giving out at the end, you'll have a chance to vote for your favorite high school team, your favorite college team, and then you'll be able to vote for the favorite overall. So in a couple seconds, you will see the poll. And if you could just please enter your vote, then at the end of the competition, we will announce the winner. Voting, again, just wanted to give a little bit of context to the process around this competition. This year, we opened up the application period the first week in January and took applications up until March. And then from March through now, the competitors have been working with their mentors, who you'll have a chance to hear from some of our program mentors in a little bit, and really just working to refine their pitches and to prepare for today. So, keeping in mind, at this time of year for students, there are many other things that are taking place, such as I mentioned earlier, sports and other extracurriculars. Students are typically studying and preparing for finals. Some students, the high school students, may be attending prom. And then some of our college students, those who may be seniors, potentially are preparing for graduation. So there's a lot of other things that are on their plate. So we're so thankful that, they chose to take the time and put in the time required to participate in LaunchU. And I think that the effort, definitely has shown in the quality of the pitches that we heard today. I mentioned previously just the international flavor that LaunchU has taken on over the past couple of years. As you saw today, one of our contestants, while at a U.S. university, focused on Zimbabwe for her product idea. Our two first and second prize winners in last year's LaunchU competition were from Turkey and from Colombia, respectively. So once again, over the past couple of years, we've seen an increase in our international participation for students who are creating global solutions to both complex and very practical problems that we face. So, once again, very thankful to everyone that pulls together to make this competition what it is. Okay, moving into the next piece of our program and our showcase today is I think one of the things that I enjoy about LaunchU is that we have the opportunity at this time to catch up with some of the other participants who have previously gone through this process, to hear what they've done since they participated and find out a little about what they're doing now. So we do have a chance to speak today with Ivy Jujust, who was our third place winner in the 2022 competition. Ivy is a graduate of William Penn High School in York, PA. And Ivy's going to take a couple moments to speak with J.J. Mellon, who is our CIE director. So I'll leave it to you two.
Hello. Hey, Ivy. Good to see you. Welcome back.
Nice to see you too. How are you?
Good. Good. I'm Jay, the director for the CIE. So, Ivy, I just wanted to catch up a few minutes about where you are now. Let's start with that. What are you doing these days?
So currently I am now a sophomore at Temple University down in Philadelphia, PA. I took a double major in finance and accounting so that I could actually learn the financial aspects of the business that I had pitched to you guys last year, actually. And I took a minor in management information systems so I could get better at the coding and UI aspects of the pitch as well.
Ah, very cool. Cool. So that's my follow-up question. So what was your experience being part of LaunchU? And what did you learn from that? What's some of the takeaways for you that you have been able to use now as you move forward into the college and all of those next steps?
So definitely the whole experience was very informative. My mentor during my time pitching and being part of the LaunchU competition really gave me some great pieces of advice as to how to proceed with a concept, especially like my project that I had pitched to you guys, which was the holographic project, and essentially was like really complex for someone like me who was just like a senior in high school. So being able to be part of LaunchU really helped me get guidance from people who have been vested and also have even dabbled into like complex projects that I was interested in creating, and how to navigate a situation like where I can educate myself and like take a very independent focus to create the project I want to create.
So do you still keep in touch with your team? Is the idea still something in the back of your mind at some point that you guys want to come back to?
So I currently don't like keep in touch with my other teammate. We kind of went to like completely different colleges, but the idea still is definitely in the back of my head. I decided to take some courses actually after, because I didn't expect to win. Like, I know that sounds bad, but I did not expect to win. So when I had like at least won like third place, I was like, oh well, maybe this really is a good idea. So I took and I have been taking courses. I took courses in college right now. I did management information course where I learned about user interface, and I also learned about coding and how to actually code so I can create the app and start to make it something special and unique, because the judges and my mentors and even the other people who were in the competition with me were really encouraging and like were really nice about like how it's a good idea and how it's a good thing to like essentially go after an idea that's good. So I have been thinking about getting back into it and like starting to create it.
Cool. That's what we love to hear, the feedback about, the mentors and the others that helped. So one last question, and then I'll let you go. What's an advice that you would give, the next set of participants coming in, around how to prepare, how to relax? Were you nervous? How did you guys, like you said, you didn't expect to win. So what's some of the advice you would give to future high school participants?
So definitely, if you're in high school right now and you participated in this competition, that's great. It takes a lot of courage, and it takes a really brilliant mind to come up with a concept that you can pitch to judges and other competitors and just regular people. And it's great to have such an innovative mind. One thing I would say is, when you go to college, if you're able to, if you really are passionate about your idea, whether you win or not, definitely take whether it be courses, programs, even like watching a YouTube video about how to take the steps to move forward in the concept idea that you created. It's a great idea. The LaunchU competition, they give great opportunities. The people who you're working with now, they have no issue with helping you out even in the future if you become really passionate about it. And like, really keep that passion going. Don't let it burn out. You guys are all really smart, really intelligent, and have such a bright future ahead of you. And even if you don't go with the concept you created, at least take the information that you learned and obtained throughout this competition and use it to advance yourself in the future, because you never know what you can get from all this experience that you're getting right now. So that's the advice I have. So, yeah.
Thank you, Ivy. That's great advice. And good luck with your future career. We all hope that all of the finalists, not just the winners like you, but even the final finalists, we hope all of you end up either as founders of the next great company solving great problems, or being senior leaders of big companies. So I look forward to hearing your success stories, and so please keep in touch, and anything we can do to help, we're always here. Thank you, Ivy.
Great. Have a good one.
Yeah, too. Over to you, Jamal.
Thank you, Jay, and thank you, Ivy, for again coming back to bring us back up to date on what you've done since our LaunchU competition in 2022. And we wish you the best of luck in the future, and stay in touch. Next, we wanted to take a couple minutes just to give our program mentors the opportunity just to speak about their experience with the competition. The mentoring is a very important piece of LaunchU. These are professional mentors from various industries who are working professionals, but have volunteered their time since March to be part of this process, just to make sure that our teams are prepared. They've been a resource, they've been a sounding board, and we just wanted to have a couple of our mentors again take about 60 seconds apiece to come in and share about their experience. So first, we'll hear from Sherry Collins. I believe Sherry's still with us, who was a mentor of the Lower Dauphin team. So Sherry, thank you for being here, and I'll turn it over to you.
Hi, Jamal. Thank you so much. And I've shared with you on multiple occasions, this is probably my favorite event of the year. I love what Harrisburg University has been doing. I just hold you and Jay and Madonna and the rest of your team in such high regard, because I think what you're doing is making a difference, not only in the Harrisburg marketplace, but across Pennsylvania and internationally. And it's just exciting to be part of this every year. So thank you so very much. Congratulations. This is your third year. And this is actually my third year as a mentor. And each year I become more and more impressed by the teams that we're seeing. They're putting themselves out there, right? This is not easy stuff. Standing up, coming up with an idea, and then presenting your pitch, pulling that all together and presenting it before judges like those that you have this year is really nerve-wracking. And it is certainly a lot of work. And every year more and more impressed. I think this has been a fantastic event again this year. And I just think that everybody who has participated has done an exceptional job at identifying what their product is, identifying what the need is in the marketplace, and then really thinking through how to take it to the market. And so I'm very pleased with everybody. And of course, I'm very proud of my team. The guys from Lower Dauphin, they've done just a great job. I know that there were some nerves working up to this morning, but I think that when you look at them, the caliber of the individual that they are, and you look at their caseload, their schoolwork, their athletics, they really put a lot of time and effort into identifying what I think is still a really good product, regardless of the outcome of today's event. So I'm super proud of them. So thank you again for having me on. It's always great to see you and the rest of the team. So thanks, Jamal. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Sherry. And as you said, you've mentored multiple times now, so we really appreciate the time and the commitment that you make. And I'm sure the young people you've worked with appreciate that as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sherry Collins is a strategic business advisor with McNeese Strategic Solutions Group. Next up, we'll hear from another one of our mentors, Denise Hill, who is the Director of Housing and Economic Development with the City of Harrisburg.
Everyone, and thank you so much again. I'm Denise Hill. I serve as the director of two departments here with the city, housing and economic development, as Jamal said. And I also proudly served as the SciTech mentor. I was afforded the opportunity to work with that group and super proud of them. So I just wanted to briefly talk about not only the team that I mentored, but everyone that has presented today and how they were able to show transferable skills that it will take to be successful. So some of those are resilience, organization and time management, and then their passion, as we all got to see come across, and their belief in their self. So just for full transparency, while I was mentoring my team, right smack in the middle of this competition, I was hit with a medical complete uncertainty and was hard to get a hold of. It was completely unexpected. And I'm so super proud of my team that they stayed on top of it. And then they were still able to produce the presentation and the idea that came before you today. So again, those skills will be so transferable and necessary as they move forward to bring this idea or any others that they have to fruition. So just wanted to encourage all of the participants that participated today and that are on the call to continue and move forward. Through business development and economic development, you may run into a situation where someone is not as easy to get a hold of. Keep going. Call them, email them. You be your best advocate for your business and for your idea. Thank you to CIE and Harrisburg University, to Jay, Jamal, and Madonna for all that you do. You do a phenomenal job. So thank you all so much. And then just congratulations to all of the participants. Again, we've seen some phenomenal ideas, and I'm really, really proud to be working in the business and economic development space, knowing that the best and the brightest are out there and coming through like you all today. So congratulations.
And thank you, Denise, once again for participating as being a mentor and for being here today with us. Next, we want to bring up Barbara Conklin, who is the Senior Manager of Manufacturing Alliances, Global Supply Chain Operations with the Hershey Company.
So I work in manufacturing alliances, which basically is working with external confectionery companies to make things for Hershey. And a lot of times these companies are started, and I'm working with the CEO and founders of these companies. And I've always been intrigued about how they get started and what qualities they've used throughout their career. So I thought I'd be a great mentor for Hershey U, or for Harrisburg U, sorry. And I thought, I'd really help mentor. And this is my first year mentoring. I will tell you, I mentored Aiden Byler for the Garden Snap. And after the end of this, I am very surprised and happy with how much I've learned. So it's really interesting to see when you're giving back, what you can take away from it. I'm seeing a lot of these kids during the presentations, and Aiden in particular, is this is the formation of someone who's going to start a company and be committed, be confident, and be able to take dialogue back and forth to improve things. So it was a great experience for me.
Barbara, to you, and once again to all the mentors. We hope that the experience is as enriching for you, as we know it is for the participants as well. Received notice that I think our judges have made final decisions, so they will be coming back to the stage so we can announce our winners. It's very exciting. It's a very exciting time. Before we do make our announcements, I'll say again to all of the contestants, there's really, I know, it sounds cliche, but there's really no losers today. Again, consider the fact that you were selected to a final 8 from over 40 participants. So, many people did not make it to this stage. So, congratulations to everyone. First up, we'll have Brandy Hunter Davenport, who will be announcing the winner for our best high school pitch.
You all did a phenomenal job. Each of you, we saw your dedication, your commitment, and the time and energy you put into presenting your pitches to us today. This was definitely not an easy decision for any of us. We had a lot of discussion, but in the end, we went with the group who we felt had something that they could take today's opportunity and be ready to go and move into that next stage. And that group is the Garden Snap from Hempfield High School. Congratulations. Well done.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm very honored to be awarded that. I appreciate you judges taking the time out of your day to be here. But thank you very much.
Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you, Aiden. Next, we have Michael Pavone. He's going to announce our best college winner.
Okay. The cliche. It was really hard. We sit there. It was like these are all great ideas, and you guys come from great schools. And the only thing I'll say is, regardless of what the answer is here, just keep going. Keep doing what you're doing. Move forward. You guys are going to kill it. Best college goes to, I might pronounce this wrong, but CIMU.
CIMU from Yale University.
Yeah. Casey, I'm sorry. Okay.
Thank you so much. Like, this means a lot.
Congratulations. Really smart
Congratulations,
thinking.
Casey and team. Last but certainly not least, we'll bring up Alicia Petros from the Hershey Company to announce our best overall winner.
Wow, everybody, great job. What a phenomenal event. We love the global participation, all of the great ideas. This has just been a fabulous time, and it was really hard to pick a winner. But in the end, we landed on a team that has a product that we feel will meet a global need and that can make a difference in the lives of so many people. And so we're happy to share the overall winner is PrimeAir from Bucknell University.
But thank you so much. I'm very excited to continue working with you and continue developing the product. Thank you.
Thank you again to all of our contestants, mentors, judges. Thank you all so much. We're right at 1 p.m. We do have some really quick closing comments, and also we want to announce the winner of our fan favorite poll. So we'll bring up Michael Hughes, who is our Director of Business Development with the CIE, to close things out. Thank you all so much for being here. This has been, again, my fourth experience with LaunchU, and I think it gets better every year. So thank you to our team who helped produce the event today. Mike, I'll hand it over to you.
Great. Thank you, everybody. I just want to echo what a great event. We're very excited to be putting on programs like this through Harrisburg University. We want to thank everybody for their involvement today. As we said, we have one more winner to present. We were taking a poll of everybody who was involved today for the fan favorite. And the fan favorite winner was the International School of Panama. So congratulations to that team. That's what everybody on the call said was, you guys did a great job. So thank you.
Thanks so much for voting for us, I guess.
And congratulations to the winners.
Yeah, it's been a great competition.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. We want to thank everybody who was involved, the mentors that worked with all of the student teams and the teachers that supported the students as well. Your time and effort was greatly appreciated. And we also want to thank our judges, Alicia Petros, Chief Adversity Officer of the Hershey Company, Michael Pavone, President and CEO of Pavone Group, and Brandy Hunter Davenport, Senior Associate, Triad Strategies. Thank you as well for your time and effort in helping us deliver this program. We also wanted to thank once again the Hershey Company for sponsoring the LaunchU this year. The Hershey Company has become a wonderful partner of Harrisburg University. And not only did they sponsor the event this year, but they also joined us as being judges as well as mentors. So thank you again, Hershey. And we also want to let everybody know that maybe the people who are new to this event today and what we do at Harrisburg University, the LaunchU was hosted by the Center of Innovation and Entrepreneurship at the university. And specifically, the CIE delivers entrepreneurial education and startup support services to previously underserved communities, entrepreneurs, and companies looking to innovate in the region. Our mission is to turn this region into what's called a tech innovation hub, where we have new companies coming and incubating new technologies and creating new organizations in the region. And we've had some great success already doing that, and these programs are part of the success that we've had. So we'd like to follow up with the people who are new to working with us on this call today and invite you to come to the CIE and come to Harrisburg University and see the interesting initiatives that are going on at this great institution. Again, thank you very much, everybody, today. Thank you for your time, and we look forward to seeing you at the next LaunchU or some other great, wonderful event at Harrisburg University. Have a great one.